Lochani Bantwana Bekosi, and welcome to yet another tube episode of Show Bees. Ha! What it does. I have missed saying that to the camera for so long, and I couldn't wait for me to sit down and chat with you guys and have an update and check in, because obviously, I mean, what's been going on this channel? Honestly, even I don't know. But yeah, we keep it moving, and yeah, that's what we're doing today. Channel update and just a catch up, and also a first quarter reflection. So I've decided that I'm going to share with you guys how the first quarter of my year has gone, if I am still sticking to my goals, and if not, why not, what's throwing me off, what's happening, what have I learned, and all of that jazz. But before we get into that, we are going to start with the word of the day. And the word for today's we will find in the book of First Thessalonians chapter 5 from verse 16 all the way up to verse 18. It is a word that we all know, and I will be looking down because I have it down here. Excuse me for that. And it reads as follows: always be joyful, never stop praying, be thankful in all circumstances, for this is God's will for those of you who belong to Christ Jesus. What a profound word. Most of us are used to verse 17 going as pray without ceasing. And I felt like that is the theme of my first quarter, y'all. Pray without ceasing. I began the year with my Daniel fast and prayer, and that is how I got into the year. That is how I was asking God to guide me and to lead me and to tell me what needs to happen in my life for the year. So I started the year off with prayer, and as my year was unfolding and as my year was getting into all the different things that I needed to tackle, I depended solely on prayer to carry me, because it was hectic, guys. There were days when I didn't feel like waking up. I was so exhausted. My mind was scattered because I needed to take care of so many things at one time, and I always needed to take a moment to pray and say, God, send to me, help me to be able to deal with everything that I'm facing. Help me to be able to take on each task with confidence and be the leader that I need to be for the kind of outcome that I hope for all my projects, right? So this is to say that we need to be in constant connection with God. So prayer is communication with God, and communication takes listening and speaking. As much as you're speaking, you need to be listening. And so this is to say that never stop praying or always pray or pray without ceasing. It does not mean that you need to just always be praying in your life, but it means that you need to be in constant communication with God, meaning that even though you're not saying something to God, but you need to always be ready and receptive of what God is saying to you. So that is what pray without ceasing means to me. And it says always be joyful, and then it says in verse 18, be thankful in all circumstances, for this is God's will for those who belong to Christ Jesus. I found myself during this first quarter in so many moments whereby I would be so ungrateful, I would be so complaining and just wanting more out of every situation that I'm in. And I'm recognizing that I need to be more grateful. I need to honor God's ordered steps for my life, because God did, in as much as I was in prayer in January and asking God to order, God did really guide me and lead me into so many things as the year began. But then I found myself within those things, when God is telling you, this is what I want from you, this is what is going to happen. And I think I have such an interesting imagination that I started thinking of all the ways that these things are going to unfold and how I wanted them to look, and this and that and the other, that when things didn't happen that way, I missed the fact that this is me. I'm in this moment. This is what is happening. And also, that's also another thing that I've learned in this quarter, that I need to be present in every situation. Like I said, I had to take on so much and do so many different things at one time, that what I realized as I was resetting and really calming myself down after doing everything that I was busy with is to say, I need to be more present. Yes, I could be doing a lot of things at once, because I feel like at this point in my life, I don't have the luxury of just, doing one thing. I really need to kind of develop a kind of discipline and a kind of way as to how do I deal with a lot of things at once. But also what I'm learning is that in each thing, I need to be present in that moment. I can't be doing this while I'm thinking about 1, 2, 3. I need to be in that moment. Yes, I'm doing a lot of things at once, but I need to manage my time in such a way that I know that if right now it's time for me to be teaching a class, then I need to be present in that moment. If I'm in rehearsal, I need to be present in that moment. If I'm in another rehearsal, I need to be present in that moment. If I'm in a performance, I need to be present in that moment, and I need to give my all in that moment. So that's another thing that I've learned in this quarter, which is like presence. So now I've gotten into all the things that I've learned in the quarter. So I've gotten straight into my reflection, but I actually haven't really reflected. I haven't actually shared with you guys what has been going on. So in the beginning of the year, I had lined up, I was a part of a children's theater production that was going to many different preschools, and we were just doing a show and that teaches moral lessons to young kids. And then I had school lined up. I hadn't started in January, but I had school lined up, so I had been accepted for school, which I'm really grateful for, and which has really been something that has shown me the faithfulness of God, and has really shown me that God hears our prayers, one, and God understands and leads us and knows what is important to us, and understands that there are certain things that are the tools that we need for what we want in our lives. And that's what this opportunity to go back to school has translated for me, and I remain so grateful. So I had that, I had the performances, I had school, I had my productions. I was directing Malugazana. I had to direct Malugazana and Gumma Ongbeletago. Malugazana was showing at the Tembisa Theatre Week at the TX Theatre in Tembisa, and Gumma Ongbeletago was showing at the South African State Theatre, right? So I was tackling all of those things, and it was hard, man. It was hard, but again, like I'm saying, within the hardship, I found myself saying, oh my gosh, why me? Why is this happening? Why can't I do this? Why can't I find someone to help me with this? Complaining so much, why isn't this happening in such a way, that I wasn't realizing that, hey, you're doing what you love. You're not out in an office somewhere, or you're not behind a cash register somewhere just to make ends meet, but you have people in your life that support you and that help you out so much, that carry you, and that enables you to be able to do the things that you love, even though maybe they may seem like they're not worth it at the moment, but it's what you love, and it's you getting better at what you love. It's you learning more about yourself within the space of what you love. And so that's what that taught me in this quarter. And also I've realized how much a purposeful and intentional life is also hard. I started embarking on a journey of taking on an intentional life last year, which is what led me to starting this channel. And I didn't realize what I was getting myself into. I remember also, I think it was about 3 months into me saying, I'm living an intentional life. I'm living a life of the 5 P's: purpose, profit, passion. I can't really remember my 5 P's, which is an error. But I think if you go back to my first video, you will find out what was happening in my head space at that time. And I remember it was 3 months into me having made that decision to say, you know what, I want to live a purposeful and intentional life. And I was like, this intentional life, purposeful life thing is tricky, because once you start, there's no going back. You just have to deal with whatever is dealt with you and keep pushing forward, because you see how worth it is that you can't just give it up, but you also realize how hard it is and how it's not going to be easy. I think I just thought because I was deciding that I'm giving my life back to God and I'm allowing God to use me, that things were just gonna unfold so easily. But I realized that I still had to put in the work, I still had to learn the lessons, I still had to be disciplined. All of those things are really hard things and are things that you still need to do, even though you're pursuing an intentional and a purposeful life, and more so because you are pursuing an intentional and purposeful life because you are trying to go for the things that you're destined for. And so there are a lot of forces that are going to be working against you, and so you need to push all the more, you need to pray all the more, you need to read the word all the more. You need to fellowship because there's going to be times where you need to be motivated, where you need to be rejuvenated all the more. And so those are all the things that I learned. And I think that's about it for my reflection for the first quarter. And yeah, man, I just learned that not to take anything for granted, not to leave anything to chance, and to be like, if I want something to happen, I need to follow up, I need to ask questions, I need to connect with people, I need to do all of those things. So yeah, now that that's out of the way, life update. I'm still pretty busy, guys. I think on my previous vlog slash non-vlog slash update, I did say that I'm still trying to figure out what's what, where what goes. I still don't know. I'm still trying to squeeze things in some places, which is also something that I really need to sit down with myself and really think about how I'm gonna deal with that, because it's not good also, it's not good also. But like I've said, like I had to come to a place whereby I need to understand that this is how I need to be doing my life, fortunately or unfortunately. So it's just a matter of really just figuring out what is where. So I really cannot say I'm back, I'm gonna be consistent, we're gonna have videos every Monday, but I just want you guys to know that I love doing this, I enjoy doing this, and I'm gonna still push and really try to do it, right? So channel update, I'm just gonna go back to the things that I had said that I need to be doing this year in my first channel update of the year, which is, I said that the most important thing that I want to do is, it's a C word, connection. Is it connection? Collaboration. Collaboration, right? So I am still working on that. I spoke about a new series on the channel that involves, speaking to young people about their walks in faith. I still want to do that very much. So I spoke about motherhood vibes. I wanted to do mommy's corner vibe. I still haven't developed a name for that. We'll look for it, but I still want to do that. One thing though that I need to stop saying it's coming back, and really not really looking into really bringing it back, is Monologue Monday. So, which is one of the things that is why I started the channel in the first place, to put my work out there. But Monologue Monday, like I'm saying, I have so much going on that I don't have like time in my life to really squeeze it in and make it what I want. So for now, I'm gonna shelve Monologue Monday so that I don't keep reiterating Monologue Monday is coming back, Monologue Monday is coming back, and then it keeps not coming back. In fact, the acting section of this channel, it's something that I really need to sit down and think about and plan properly and really do it if I'm going to do it, and not just do it half measured and all, and figure out if do I want to just give advice and talk about acting and teach about acting, or do I really want to do the whole route of really putting out my work and so for now that is going to be shelved, and I need to come back to it. But yeah, for now we're just going to shelve it, and maybe in another update I'll let you know how that is going. But I really want to sit down with myself and really think about where that is going and what I want to do with it. I wouldn't say I'm bummed about it. I just feel like I need to be truthful with myself and go in the direction in which I am led, and it is more of a faith space. And so that is to get into the segment that I spoke about, where I want to be sitting down with young people and talking about all the things that challenge us in our walk with Christ. And yeah, so I'm very convicted to keep that because I am praying about the channel and where I wanted to go. And yeah, I'm still very much convicted to keeping that and doing that. But yeah, God is saying that if you want to sit down and have these very personal conversations with young people, then you yourself need to put yourself whereby you are very vulnerable and you really share your testimony and every single detail about your struggles and how you got to where you are in your walk with God. And so yeah, it's still gonna happen, but I'm very nervous because the Spirit is leading me to be very vulnerable and very honest before I even invite guests and start doing that. And I'm still collaborating, so I'm still collaborating with a good friend of mine, talking to her as to how she's really eager to help me out. So yeah, I'm still looking into that. I am praying that we will be shooting in April and probably hopefully start even rolling out that content in April, because April is my birthday month, y'all. Happy April. I think I'm gonna put this out and it will already be April. I'm really excited about April. I've been feeling some type of way about being a year older and being properly in my late 20s now. And man, I just feel like it's time that I embraced it. It's time that I take on the challenge and I meet the expectation and the responsibility of being a grown-ass girl, oh, I'm sorry for the language, a grown woman. And so yeah, I just want to embrace that. And in April, I just want to be happy. I just want to be happy. I just want to be joyful. I just want to be grateful in all circumstance because it's God's will for me. So no matter what April is gonna look like, I don't want to set a standard as to I want this to happen on my birthday. I want this to happen on my birthday month. This is what I'm gonna do and all of that. Because now if something happens and it affects that, then I'm gonna be distraught, and that is not the plan for April, baby. In April, we are going to savor every little moment, every little achievement. If I submitted an assignment, we are celebrating that, okay? We are celebrating everything in April, and we are happy, and we are just grateful, and that is the mandate for April. And so even on the channel, I'm gonna put out everything that I can while we are shooting this new segment. And I'm still gonna be out here every little chance I get, I will be trying to put out content for you guys. And yeah, man, I think that's about it. This has been such a lovely chat, and I hope that you enjoyed it too. If you were tuning in for the first time and you really, really liked this conversation, do not hesitate to subscribe. And if you are a returning subscriber, I appreciate you so much. I appreciate you guys staying on here even in my seasons of inconsistency. I love you, and I cannot wait to grow with you, and I cannot wait for you guys, to be the people that are like, when she started, she went a whole 3 weeks and to a month without putting out content, and now here she is producing content on this channel and doing the most. So I look forward to that. And yeah, guys, remember to comment if anything stuck out for you, if you'd like to add on to anything, anything, Jay, that is on your mind, just leave it on the comment section. Remember to like the video, like, guys, like, so that we have a more spread out reach and more people are able to access the channel and share the channel. If it's helpful for you, share it with other people. Whatever videos that are on here, share it. Wait, I forgot to update about something. Isindebele's Ketu is still on here, y'all. That is not going anywhere. I'm all for Isindebele. Kubalulekile kimi bonyana isikhethu sikhule begodwa nami ngibambelele emfundisweni zesikhethu, imvelaphi yesikhethu, begodwa ngenza isiqiniseko sokuthi kunendlela engisigcina ngakho isikhethu, and so that is not going anywhere. We are still going in ahead, but that is also still when if I go back to my first channel update, is something that is I also want to collaborate on. So we're still working on those collaborations. We're still trying to reach out to people that we could invite onto the channel to talk more about isiNdebele and everything concerning isiNdebele. And so yeah, now officially I think that's everything. Have a lovely day if you're watching this during the day. Have a lovely morning, have a lovely evening, have a lovely week, have a lovely month, have a lovely year. I love you so much. Remember to spread love, light, and positivity from me to you with love.